Okay, guys, so thank you so much for this interview. We're very, very excited about this kind of movie. Superhero movies are always a success. So what's the best part of being in this project?
Oh, I mean, there's so many amazing parts of being in this project, from the cast to the crew to the legacy of X-Men. But the most exciting part for me is having a female superhero who is not only very strong and powerful, but also each and every character in this has a real arc, like a real storyline. No one's in there just as a kind of plot device for other characters. And I love that. I love to be able to play a female character that is really kind of going through some hardships and is very flawed and is just trying to be true to herself. And I love the message that this movie brings about, is that embracing your differences makes you incredibly powerful. And also that in this movie, women are helping other women. Like Jess's character is helping my character to kind of embrace this power that she has and not fall victim to, you know, anyone who's telling her otherwise.
And also, one of the things that I really love about superhero movies nowadays is that their characters very complex. I mean, it's not like they are 100% good and the villains are 100% evil. So now, how would you define a hero?
I think everyone's a hero in some sense. I wouldn't say a hero is separate. Anyone can be heroic, and actually some villains, quote-unquote villains, actually probably in some sense can do heroic things. So for me, that term, I see it more as relating to society. Everyone has it inside of them.
Another thing that I love about superhero movies, especially female heroes, is that the fans, female fans, are going to more events. They are, you know, the cosplay and everything. It's really exciting. So for you guys, being in front of the camera to see that response from the female audience, how do you feel with that?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's what, if I was, you know, younger, like, and I got to see these wonderful female characters, I would be doing the same thing, and I wish I had been able to do the same thing. And so it's really cool to see kind of the shift in that of these young girls and young boys coming out and supporting strong female characters as the leads in superhero movies, which typically was not really the done thing. And so that just means the most to me, is seeing all these young girls and boys.
And what do you love the most about your characters?
I like what my character says sometimes about owning your power and not diminishing it or hiding it because you're ashamed of it, or you feel like there's something about it that isn't right because it's more powerful than those that are in charge, and so you feel like you have to hide it from them. I like that she encourages Jean to step away from what she's been told her whole life and own her gifts for herself, not for someone else.
And even if we are talking about a superhero movie, that kind of things also are like a speech we want to use in reality, in real life. So what do you think is the most important message in the movie that we women and men can use for our routines or daily lives?
Yeah, well, I think it is kind of just what Jess was kind of saying about what she likes about her character, is that she encourages people to really embrace what makes them different and what makes them special, and let them know that that is what makes them special, and they shouldn't be shunned for it. They shouldn't be, you know, kicked out of their family. They shouldn't. It's something that they should embrace and be true to themselves. And I think that's a message that is really important, I think.
And also in the superhero world, we usually see them as role models. So how would you define a role model, and if you feel like you are role models for all the audience?
It's a difficult thing because you can't really say like I feel like a role model. You know, the only thing that can happen, because I have role models. I look at people and I go, you know, like my mentor is Isabelle Huppert, and she's a role model of mine. But it's a bit strange to say yourself like, yes, this is what I am. You know, this is what I take on. So I think that's something for the audience to determine themselves. How would I define? Well, I can tell you how I define Isabelle for me, because I'm sure role models are different for each person, is she's someone who has such an incredible work ethic. She makes beautiful art, but she also has a family that's very important to her that she keeps away from the press. And I look to her and I try to model my career and my life the way that she's lived hers, because I see it as something that is really admirable.
I love that.
Thanks, honey.
That's great.